While yesterday we observed how certain connections can cloud our journey, today we turn our gaze toward the light that flows from true and uplifting bonds. Building healthy relationships is not just a human desire, but a reflection of biblical principles that teach us the value of patience, forgiveness, and sacrificial love. Come with me to discover how the Bible guides us to choose with wisdom who will walk alongside us, remembering that where there is unity and purpose, there is also the divine presence strengthening every step. Let's go together. Walking through life is, in essence, the art of intertwining our souls with those who surround us. There is a sacred beauty in how God designed human existence. He did not make us as isolated islands in an ocean of loneliness, but as parts of a body that breathes and pulses together. When we pause to observe the tapestry of our relationships, we realize that the quality of our journey is defined by the hands we hold along the way. This is where biblical principles stop being letters on ancient parchment and become the very oxygen of real, everyday living. The Bible, this eternal map of the soul, offers us a comforting clarity regarding the value of others. The wise author of Ecclesiastes once whispered to us that two are better than one because they have a good return for their labor. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up. Imagine the strength of this image. It is not about being self-sufficient, but about the humility of allowing another to be our support in moments of weakness. It is in this mutual refuge that the divine manifests. For where two are united in purpose, love becomes tangible. This dynamic of mutual growth requires a surrender that challenges our selfishness. Saint Augustine, one of history's greatest sages, said with profound sweetness that the measure of love is to love without measure. He understood that a relationship is only truly healthy when the center is not me, nor even just the other person, but the charity that binds us. For Augustine, friendship was a sacred ground where the soul finds rest. If love is the foundation, respect is the structure that sustains it. When we love without measure, we begin to see in our friend or companion a reflection of God's own image, and this completely changes how we deal with the mistakes and flaws of those by our side. However, for this love to flourish, the polishing of shared life is necessary. Proverbs teaches us in a very visual way that as iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. This sharpening is not always smooth. It involves the friction of truth, the honesty of forgiveness, and the courage to be vulnerable. A healthy relationship is not one where conflicts do not exist, but one where conflict serves to make us better people, more polished and more radiant. It is a refining process where we leave the edges of pride behind so that the light of peace can reflect with greater intensity. Finally, we must remember that the harmony of any bond resides in the patience that honors the other person's timing. In Paul's words to the Colossians, we are invited to put on love, which binds everything together in perfect unity. This putting on is like a garment that protects us from the storms of misunderstanding. It is love that decides to remain when the fleeting charm fades, grounding itself on the firm rock of unchanging values. By building our relational houses on these principles, we are not just avoiding loneliness, we are planting a garden of hope where every seed of affection and every gesture of loyalty blooms for eternity. Let us walk with this awareness, cherishing the hearts that God has entrusted to our hands. Bringing the sacred to the dinner table or the bustle of the office isn't always about reciting chapters and verses aloud. It's about how we serve the coffee, how we listen to a friend's venting, or how we react to a rude driver in traffic. Theory is the foundation, but practical life is where the house actually stands firm. Imagine that every person who crosses your path today is a field requiring a different kind of care. Some need seeds of encouragement, while others simply need you to clear away the weeds of judgment and haste so they can finally breathe. Building healthy relationships in today's world requires a courage that goes beyond what we see on our screens. We live in an era of rapid connections but shallow depths. The mentor dwelling within every biblical principle invites us to turn down the volume of the world to hear the whisper of another soul. It's about looking into someone's eyes when they speak, instead of splitting your attention with a phone notification. This small gesture of presence is perhaps one of the greatest forms of modern charity. When you give someone your full attention, you are saying without words that their life has immense value. Often the greatest barrier to a healthy relationship is our stubborn desire to be right. But in the practice of daily life, peace is worth far more than being right. Being a mentor to yourself in these moments means taking a deep breath and choosing understanding over conflict. This doesn't mean accepting everything or lacking an opinion. It means understanding that the bridge of dialogue is built with bricks of patience. The Bible reminds us that a gentle answer turns away wrath. And this is a powerful tool in the workplace, in family arguments, and even in moments of stress with strangers. Another crucial point is learning to set boundaries with love. A healthy relationship is not synonymous with self-obliteration. On the contrary, for you to overflow into someone else's life, your own reservoir must be cared for. Knowing how to say a kind no when your strength is at its limit is an act of wisdom that preserves the health of the bond in the long run. An honest boundary is far better than a service rendered with resentment. Think of it like maintaining a garden. Sometimes pruning is exactly what allows the plant to grow with more strength and beauty. As we move toward the conclusion of this thought, realize that the quality of your life is directly linked to the quality of your connections. Do not look for perfection in people, look for the intention to walk together. Forgiveness is not a feeling that magically appears. It's a decision we make, so we don't have to carry the weight of someone else's mistake on our own backs. By deciding to forgive and start anew, we are clearing the path so that divine peace can flow without obstacles. May your hands be more ready to welcome than to point from this day forward, and may your heart be a safe harbor for those God places on your journey. Now I invite you to pause everything you are doing. Let us lift our thoughts and quiet our spirits. I would like to invite you to a special moment of prayer where we will surrender our hands, our bonds, and our hearts to the one who is the source of all love and wisdom. Lord, creator of all love and source of all unity, today we bow our hearts in your presence to surrender the lives that cross our path. We thank you for the gift of community, for every hand that sustains us, and for every soul that allows us to grow. We ask, Father, that you grant us the wisdom needed to build relationships that reflect your light. Remove from us the pride that isolates and the haste that blinds, allowing us to see in others not an obstacle, but a fellow traveler on this journey. May our speech be seasoned with the sweetness of your peace, and may our actions be guided by the sacrificial love you taught us. Lord, heal the wounds of difficult pasts and restore trust where fear has taken root. Give us the patience to understand the timing of those who walk beside us and the courage to forgive, remembering that we are all learners in the art of loving. In our homes, friendships, and workplaces, may we be instruments of unity and purpose, strengthening our bonds upon the firm rock of your word. May your divine presence be the seal of perfection in every encounter, transforming our relationships into gardens of hope and harbors of rest. Guide our steps so that we may always walk under your watchful and caring eye. Amen. If this video touched your heart and brought you peace, be sure to subscribe to the channel so we can walk this path together. Give us a like, as it helps us spread this message even further. Comment Amen below so I know you stayed with me until the very end. Your presence is truly special to us. Share this content with someone who loves the Word, helping us strengthen our Bible study community. Every gesture of yours helps spread hope and light. Thank you for being part of this journey of faith and growth. And remember, God is always with you.